The Jazz coming down the tunnel earlier, ready to do battle on their home floor. Thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. It's Wednesday, Up Day, and we're ready to bring you all the action. With David Aldridge on our sideline, and here with me, Greg Anthony and Steve Smith, this is Kevin Harlan. Hey, Dave.
Hey, Kevin, thanks very much. The Utah Jazz made a big move last year with the trade for Mike Conley. Conley said the players they had in place, two-way guys who play unselfishly, is something I've built my game around. We have guys who are willing to do whatever it takes to win. Kevin, back to you.
The Jazz, like Memphis, willing to grind. Thanks, D.A. Now we'll look at Memphis's starting group. Morant in the back, and at his side is Brooks. Jackson and Valanciunas, the lengthy post pair. And it's Winslow in at the three, the small forward. And for Utah, Mitchell and Ingles serve as the wingmen. Rudy Gobert is out there at Bogdanovich, and it's Conley in at the point guard position. Greg, we know the names of the superstars, but there are players that are just under that category who probably should get a little more recognition.
Hey, Kevin, that's a great point, and I'm going to toot my alma mater's horn a little bit. Christian Wood's a guy that kind of
good one, yes.
Reminds me of that. He's kind of on the come up. But how about Devontae Graham, the second rounder back in 2018, but he's showing to be an established young talent in this league. And there are many more guys like that, and they're going to have their opportunity to become household names.
On the clock, a three. You can't get that one. Some solid defense there from Jackson. Morant drives in. Now Ingles. Here's Mitchell. A three-pointer, no good. The pass to Valanciunas. Over Conley, and it's Valanciunas that time on the assist by Morant.
The ball in his hands, Ja draws so much defensive attention, got his teammate a clean look.
Jackson against Bogdanovich. Some solid defense there from Jackson.
Shut down. This is the way you play defense. This is how you play.
Oh, that was something else.
As creative as they come, Ja Morant has a style that's specifically his.
Utah's gone 0-2 from deep here.
And of course, Jaren Jackson Sr. played in the NBA for over a decade.
And yes, Jaren Jackson Jr., he talks about watching his dad, learning what it takes to be a professional in this league. That prepared Jackson Jr. to make an impact early on. Wow, that's one you just kind of assume is going in. Tough luck.
And he overshot that one, missing. For Memphis, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Winslow, the pass to Morant. From downtown, count it, his second make in 4 attempts.
Gotta honor Morant's three ball. He's more than capable of torching you from there.
Gobert with a screen on Brooks. Here's Mitchell. Banked in off the glass.
A little artistry in the painted area, converting against the size.
Proving once again that when you attack with confidence, good things tend to happen.
It's stolen by Gobert. Ingles in the corner, shoots the three. And it's Morant with the rebound. Memphis leading. On the wing, Winslow. Good.
Reading the D. Winslow saying, if they're going to let me have this, I'm going to make them pay.
Mitchell kicks to Gobert. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Gobert with a screen on Brooks. And it's Mitchell missing. And the Grizzlies leading by 4. Morant looking around. And so it's Conley bringing up the ball for the Utah Jazz. Mitchell in the corner. Lets the three fly. The Jazz with another miss.
This is the shot they wanted to get. Right guy, right spot, wrong result.
And finished off by Morant.
Off the dribble, Morant is so dynamic, even his teammates look a little stunned.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Conley, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That one's on Morant.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs. And such a great all-around player for over a decade now. Conley is one of the class acts in our league.
He is, GA, one of the best floor leaders we have. He's completely unselfish. Also, 3-time NBA Sportsmanship Award winner. And in 2019, was named NBA Teammate of the Year.
And that one falls for Conley.
He's an ultra-quick lefty with a great feel for how to run a team. Mike Conley is a tremendous asset for this franchise.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Derek Favors checked in for Gobert. George Niang comes in for Bogdanovich. O'Neal's checked in for Joe Ingles. And it's Jordan Clarkson in for Mitchell. And so Mike Conley nails both of them. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Jones dishes to Anderson. Unloads from 13. Rebounded by the Jazz. And here is Conley. He's got 5. Niang passes to Conley. Driving in. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup. Conley's got 7 points. 1:46 left to play in the first quarter. Here's Melton. He's covered by Clarkson. Jones for 3. O'Neal with the rebound. Utah trailing here. Pass to Clarkson. Back to O'Neal. He kicks it to Conley. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Grizzlies have gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far. Right at the 50% mark. Pass to Melton. Back to Jones. Memphis moving it around. Melton passes to Clark. Over Favors. And that one's good by Clark.
You gotta know, this is Clark's skill set at this stage of his career. He takes quality shots when he's inside.
Now here's Conley. He's got 7. Here's Niang. Drills it from outside.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Here's Jones. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Here's Melton. He's covered by Clarkson, and the call will be against George Niang. That's his first foul. Seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Gutterich. Rebounded by the Jazz. Now, here's Clarkson. Here's O'Neal. Clarkson with the ball. A miss that time. Would have put him up. To the wing right side. From deep. That shot, no good. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Grizzlies lead by 1. Live from Vivint Smart Home Arena, you're watching 2K Sports. And always interesting to hear from Donovan Mitchell, who recently spoke about the team's progress.
Everybody had their expectations of what we should be or will be, but at the end of the day, we got to be able to focus on us. Obviously we went through a little bit of a rough patch. We're still figuring things out, but we can make adjustments and continue to build. And I think we're playing great basketball. I think we're doing things the right way.
And Greg Mitchell's going to be right in the middle of it, leading the way.
And on top of everything else he does, he's elite at getting his own shot. We've seen him carry this team offensively at times. Boy, he is special.
good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And for Memphis, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
You could see they were well prepared defensively coming into this one.
Yes, what they do, they take away the things that teams like to do offensively, also keeping them out of sync.
In and up at the forwards, it's Ingles along with Bogdanovich. Donovan Mitchell is out there with Clarkson. And it's Gobert in at center. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And if it produces a slam like that, we'll probably see more of them.
Especially if the defense is going to allow you to do it. Have to switch on that play. Shooting at a high clip, he's found ways to get quality looks.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Grizzlies.
They've gotten a lot of high-quality shots in the paint early on. That was clearly part of their game plan coming in.
And also another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball. And what an incredible shot in the arm for this franchise. The opportunity to draft a potential superstar in Ja Morant, and they had only a 6% chance of landing that number 2 overall pick.
Now, here's Mitchell. Feeds it to Gobert. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Here's Morant. For the basket, it's number 6 for him this game. 6 for 9, 67% shooting. They've had a lot of good players come through Memphis over the years, GA, but probably no one with Morant's upside.
He has future league MVP potential. Once the three-point shot is consistent, once he cuts back on the turnovers, I just don't know how you stop him.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Older.
Hey, Kevin. Bojan Bogdanovic was a pro in Europe for a decade before he joined the NBA. Croatian sharpshooter says, a lot of players who are happy over there, but I wanted to have another challenge, to play against the best in the world. That was the only thing that was important to me. Guys, he's lived up to that promise.
He loves that challenge, and he's having success. DA, thank you.
See, this is where the better conditioning comes in. Rudy Gobert able to stay active.
And the Grizzlies leading by 4. Morant drives in and finished off by Morant.
Hey, dunks aren't always for the big fella.
A serious power move from the point.
Forget just laying it in. He wanted to make a statement.
And the Jazz with possession. Grizzlies making the shot. Here's Clarkson. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
Oh, such a field shot there, the floater.
Morant against Mitchell. Morant outside. Just 5 to shoot. Off the mark for the 4th time this game. He is 7 for 11 now. That one's good, and the Grizzly lead is cut down to 2 on the bucket for Mitchell.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Some changes. Derek Favors checked in for Joe Ingles, and O'Neal subbed in for Jordan Clarkson. The Grizzlies also changing it up. Brandon Clark, he's checked in for Jaren Jackson. Anderson comes in for Winslow. And Tyus Jones subbed in for Ja Morant. Grizzlies have gone 4 of 7 from the field in this second quarter so far. Jones against Gobert, and Anderson kicks to Brooks. Trying to find Jones, he gets it to him. Memphis moving that ball around. And it's Valanciunas that time on the assist by Clark. Valanciunas has got his 2nd basket of the game. And Greg, you play with some big personalities. Talk about the best way to manage egos and conflict conflicts in the locker room. That's a very interesting topic.
No doubt about it. You know, Kev, first thing you learn from middle school on, your team is your family. And let's face it, all families have spats, and so do teams. You just learn to never personalize those things. Never leave any stone unturned. Like, don't let things fester. When there are issues, you address them. And if you're not taking things personally, you tend to be able to work through whatever issues you may come in front of.
Good advice. Mitchell dishes to Bogdanovich. Favors in the post. He's covered by Clark. And it's Jones with the ball for the Grizzlies. 4-point game. 1:31 left to play here in the half. Clark for three. He doesn't hit that one. So Utah will take it the other way. Passes it to Mitchell. And here's Favors. Kicks it to O'Neal. Dishes it to Mitchell. A three ball. The rebound by Anderson. Memphis leading by 4. On its way from Clark for 2. Gobert pulls it in. Gobert's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Mitchell wide open. From outside, off the mark. Memphis has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Jones, the pass to Brooks. And again, Memphis no good. For Utah, they've gone 5 of 11 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. To the paint, here's Gobert. And slam dunk by Gobert.
That time, a lot of young guys would have jacked up a shot. Patience. Man flashes open. Mitchell delivers the basketball on time.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Jones kicks to Anderson. To the inside. Here's Valanciunas. Gobert pulls it in. Gobert's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Now Mitchell.
Got it to go, and he beat the buzzer.
Wow. What a way to end the half there, guys. Big time 3 to take the lead at the buzzer.
And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Jazz out in front, leading by just 1. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. With Coach Quinn Snyder. Quinn, what has to happen in the second half?
Well, we got to keep getting stops and really just make plays. Make plays on the offensive end and be solid defensively. No magic.
It's a pretty simple game, right, Coach? Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. Utah found themselves in a close game in the first. Some good action during the period, as it was just a 1-point game at the end of 1. They were a determined team in the second quarter, and you saw it come across on the scoreboard. What did you think about Utah, Kenny?
Man, their fans know how to give their team a lift, that's for sure. The atmosphere in this building has been amazing, but the fans still have some work to do. They've got to keep the noise up, keep the energy up, and carry their guys to the win.
Shaq, your take on Memphis.
They didn't get much help from the bench, Ernie. They can really use that spark to balance the load. Some nights you get the job done with your starters, but you can't depend on them to do everything.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Guys, Ja Morant has been sensational.
The burst he's had when going at the rim has been fantastic. A lot of strong finishes through 2 quarters.
His activity level has made an impact, and he is fearless.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. So on the floor for Memphis, Jackson and Valanciunas, the lengthy post pair. Morant in the back, and at his side is Brooks. And it's Winslow in at the small forward position.
You look back at that 2019 draft, Zion goes 1, Morant goes 2. And with everything we know about them now, could you imagine having to make that choice today?
That is a tough choice, GA. Or even crazier, could you imagine having both of them on your team? The reason why I say that, as amateurs, they played together in South Carolina. Little did they know at the time, they would be the future of this league. You know, in most NBA drafts, Ja Morant would have gone #1 overall, but not in a draft with Zion, at least not at the time.
Let's go down to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. Last season, there were more rumors that the Grizzlies' ownership were exploring relocation. Now, the lease at FedEx Forum runs through 2027, with substantial penalties for breaking it early. But playing in a small market, with the financial challenges the league has seen of late, that wouldn't necessarily preclude a move someday down the road. Guys?
Hopefully they can stay put. Thanks, D.A. Winslow finds Brooks. Outside for Jackson. There's the three. Doesn't go for it. The Jazz go the other way with it. And the pass to Ingles. Gobert with a screen for Ingles. Gobert trying to get open. Ingles can't get it to go. And Morant's got the ball here for the Grizzlies. Here he goes. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. It's going to be on Donovan Mitchell. The Grizzlies have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line. The Grizzlies making a switch here. Gutteridge is checked in.
One shot.
That's good from Morant. Your son, Cole Gregg, was one of the top high school players in America. A lot of services had him #1. Talk about what it was like going through the recruiting process as a dad.
You know, it was fun for the most part because he really kind of kept everything in perspective. And the teams we dealt with, the schools we dealt with, man, they were all top notch. So that process, about as enjoyable as one could ask for, but at the same time, it's still stressful, man. That's still your little guy getting ready to head off to college.
You're a dad and a proud one at that. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him. And that sends Valanciunas to the free throw line. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert. The Grizzlies have made 3 free throws so far. Haven't missed any.
And if we want to take a look back, they converted about 76% from the line.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. George Niang, he's checked in for Bogdanovich, and it's Clarkson in for Donovan Mitchell. The free throw drops for Valanciunas.
The 5th overall pick in the draft back in 2011, Valanciunas has added wrinkles to his game every year since.
Now here is Conley. 9 points in the game so far. Gobert finds Clarkson. And the shot goes in. Clarkson's got his 3rd basket of the night.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Morant against Conley. Now here's Morant. He's guarded closely. Lays it up off the glass.
Shots are just flowing from him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Here's Conley. And the rejection by Jackson. Ingles against Morant. And finished off by Morant.
With the ability to beat his defender in a number of ways, Morant is truly a dynamic scorer.
Jazz trail by 6. Clarkson looking for an opening. Bucket is good. Clarkson's got 8 points.
High offensive IQ. He makes great reads and adjusts adjustments on the fly.
Morant passes to Valanciunas, and it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
Jonas Valanciunas, the big fella, dominating in the paint.
And here's Clarkson. He's got 8. A floater, and here's Ingles outside. Rebounded by Jackson. And the Grizzlies leading by 6. And last season, at least at first, it was a challenge for Ingles to mesh with Mike Conley.
Yeah, I mean, Conley came in to run the offense, which kind of took the ball out of Ingles' hands a little bit. But then Conley goes out with the hamstring, and that allowed Ingles to get back into rhythm, and he's been able to handle that load many times for this group.
That's good from Winslow.
I love the energy and effort Winslow brings to the court. If he continues to play hard, I think he'll be around for a long time.
Derek Favors checked in for the Jazz. O'Neal comes in for Joe Ingles. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
And this is a guy who gets it done with instincts and skill. Niang is starting to carve out a nice niche for himself.
And to add to that, you look at the last 2 years, he's pretty much doubled his playing time. Maybe not the biggest and most athletic guy, but George Niang typically makes the right basketball play. There's always room for someone like that on your team.
I'm glad we got to see the Mobile One block once more. What a play!
And those are plays that get you in front and keep you in front.
O'Neal passes to Conley. From the arc.
It's been a rough quarter for him. Can't seem to find any kind of rhythm.
It's Jones on the wing. Covered by Conley. And that one goes long. Jazz trail by 7. Pass to O'Neal. Clarkson with the ball. Now guarded by Winslow. The shot by Clarkson, no good. And here's Melton. He'll bring it up for the Memphis Grizzlies. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game. Jones finds Anderson. Here's Melton. He's covered by Clarkson. And the rejection by Favors.
The 7'4" arm span of Favors paying big dividends when it comes to rim protection.
Jazz have gone somewhat so far 4 of 10 on their shots in the second half so far. Here's Clarkson. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. Outside, Jones. Shoots from the right block. Clark trying to get open. Nice touch on the back shot. Jones has got the lead up to 9 now for the Grizzlies. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Pass to Niang. O'Neal a screen on Anderson. Unloads from 13. Niang, no good.
And battling hard on the glass, they hold the advantage here so far.
Jones kicks to Winslow. Passes it to Melton. Beyond the arc. Bangs home the trifecta. And now it's a 12-point Grizzly lead.
Well, overall, they're the team getting the better looks here in this second half.
For them, the first half was maybe more of a filling out process. Now it's winning time. What a turnaround for him since the half. More aggressive and more effective.
Jones tries in, and there's the call on Jones. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
They swipe it. That shot missing. John Morant has 6 points in the game now, just keeps pouring in the buckets. We'll return shortly. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter form.
This is why you preach teamwork. Some of the most spectacular plays are the ones where guys are feeding off one another.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. Jazz trail by 10. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go.
I got a feeling Donovan Mitchell will be watching this highlight over and over and over.
Morant outside. Utah shooting here about 46% for the game. Mitchell passes to Gobert. The dish to Bogdanovich. Good on the three-point shot. Bogdanovich has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Gotta be up on Bogdanovich. When you aren't, he catches and fires away.
Morant drives in. Gobert with the block. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. O'Neal passes to Gobert. Mitchell outside. It's rebounded by Memphis. Morant's got 5 rebounds tonight. Another shot, and Valanciunas with the layup. And the Grizzlies lead by 7.
The persistence of Valanciunas paying off in a big way on the glass. He is just a tremendously hard worker.
There's the pass to Ingles. From the wing. It's rebounded by Memphis. They've held a 12-point lead early. Morant outside. And it's Brooks in the corner. Off target from outside.
The defense got lucky there. That's one you expect him to drain.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Ja Morant. That'll be his second foul of the game. Mike Conley's checked in for the Jazz. Gobert with a screen for Conley. And it's off from three-point range.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
And for his offense, this has just been a brutal period.
Now here's Conley, following the miss by Ja Morant. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Ja Morant. That's his third foul of the game. Winslow's checked in for the Grizzlies. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it.
Hasn't been able to dial it in from distance. He has just the 1-3, and that was in the first half.
Valanciunas with a screen on Conley. Morant passes to Valanciunas. That one, no good. Jazz trail by 7. Mitchell dishes to Conley. With the teardrop, Grizzlies with the rebound. Jackson's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Now here's Morant. At the elbow, it's Jackson. Brooks, the pass to Jackson. Just 5 on the clock. Morant against Conley.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
And you've seen they've made numerous attempts to try to get him going. Shows how valuable he is to this offense.
Jackson kicks to Winslow. He dishes it to Morant. Back to Winslow. Over Ingles. And another miss by Memphis. And it's Mitchell with the ball for Utah. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. To end the cold streak, and it's in there.
Can't emphasize this enough. This is the way Mitchell's got to play to give this team its best chance.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Grizzlies.
Anytime you get as many points from the paint as they have, you know you've got a good thing going.
Yeah, but they also never seem to get cold from mid-range. Just kept hitting those shots with consistency.
Yeah, that's who you want stepping to the line when the game is close.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies. They're leading by 4. There's 1:54 left in the fourth. Player of the game, Ja Morant.
And guys, he's been about as close to perfection as you can be. The intensity he's played with has been amazing. Just no let up. And as fired up as he's been, he's never let his emotions get out of control.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Hey guys, I caught Taylor Jenkins' message to his team. He said, keep grinding. We're in good shape. Things aren't always going to go perfectly. Don't let that slow you down. Let's just stick to what got us here. Kevin will see if they can build on this lead.
Thank you, David. Now here's Morant. Winslow finds Valanciunas. Over Gobert. The Grizzlies with another miss. Jazz trail by 4. Now here's Mitchell. Up again. Foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Love how Gobert stays active inside, picking up fouls in the process.
He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though.
What you have to love about Gobert, he's improved across the board. We're even seeing it at the line.
And the second of 2 is good. That narrows the lead down to just 3.
If he hits all of those, they're feeling a lot more comfortable. But now, still a one-possession game.
Jackson kicks to Morant. 1:11 left in the fourth quarter. Sinks that one from the post. Morant's got 12 points in just the second half. Here's Mitchell. Oh, and the dunk by Mitchell.
A lot of great young players in this league. Donovan
21 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Ballinger is trying to free himself up. Buries the long-range jumper. And the Grizzlies lead by 6. Jazz with possession here. They've allowed just 7 points here in the fourth quarter, stolen by Conley. Here's Mitchell. And Gobert kicks to Mitchell. The Jazz working the ball around now. And out of bounds as the Grizzlies gain possession. Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. And the Jazz call time here. They're trailing by 6. We've got 28 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Shot. And so they choose to intentionally foul. We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And an intentional foul right there.
Two shots.
Cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. he ends up making the second, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And it's Conley with the ball for Utah. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. Bogdanovich, no luck. Here's Morant. Gets the bucket.
You can just see the passion and love with which he plays the game. You see how he prepares, the work ethic, the way he interacts with his teammates. And when he hits the floor, it's all about the game.
And so the Grizzlies take the win. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Jonas, you have a lot on you in terms of patrolling the paint. How do you think you're doing?
I feel good. There is a better game, there is a worse game, but, I'm bringing energy every game. I'm fighting, and my job is take rebounds, set of screens. I'm doing that job.
It's grunt work, but you're good at it. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan, thanking you for being with us. So long and good night, everyone.